Welcome to Organic Farming Made Easy. Today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic on how organic farming can solve the problems which you and me are facing on a daily basis. Problems are all over, but there are some problems which seem to be very big. And today we're going to be discussing on how organic farming can solve these methods in an easy and simple way when we adhere to the principles of nature. See you later and stay tuned as we get into these solutions which are valuable and they are affordable to each and everyone living under this planet. See you later, stay tuned. So today I'm going to be talking about two critical issues which we are facing, especially we as farmers. And if these issues are neglected and they are not addressed, sooner or later we will stop farming and the world is going to be killed of climate change. This is a very, very critical issue. When we talk about the issue of health, it is a very, very critical issue. Billions of dollars are being spent on these issues. But a lot of money is being invested on how these problems can be solved. But I believe there's a simple solution which we are neglecting, which is very effective if we put it into place. Today I'm going to be talking about two issues which are baffling humankind, two issues which are causing problems, and everyone is feeling the impact of these two issues. Number one, I'm going to talk about the issue of climate change. Climate change is real and it is everywhere. And it is an issue which you and I have to work together to handle. When you go back maybe 20 years back, the climate is not the way it was today. There are so many things which have changed. And if I was to ask you the question, who is changing the climate? Who is behind the climate change? You find that man is guilty. The activities of man are contributing to the climate change. The behavior of man is contributing to climate change. Man actually is the engineer between climate change for the West. Man is the manufacturer of this bad climate change because of his misbehaving. It's because of his misconduct that is the reason why we have this climate change. Number one, in the area of agriculture, our kind and our methods of agriculture are contributing to climate change. But now, since we have a problem, but the question is, how are we going to survive and how are we going to reverse climate change? Climate change is affecting each and every living creature. When you talk about the ecosystem, if you understand the ecosystem, find that there are processes which are happening from one stage to the other so that life in nature is balanced. When you talk about rainfall, it comes as a result of vapor, the water which is evaporating from the rivers to the sky, and then it becomes rains. But if one step is not taken care of, you find that the whole process is affected. Right now we're being faced with drought. In Zambia and other countries, there's the problem of drought. Whereas in other countries, there's too much water. Like for example, this year, this is 2019. In Zambia, especially in the southern part, we don't have rains. But when you go to other parts, there's too much rains. When you go to the country of Mozambique, they have got cyclones, there's too much rains. Meaning the climate has dramatically changed and man is behind that. And one of the contributing factors is that the way we are doing agriculture is contrary to what nature allows. And nature is rebelling because mankind is misbehaving. Therefore, there is need of us going back to the way of doing agriculture, the way we were doing it back then. We didn't have drought problems. We didn't have problems of overheat. All these problems are new because there are some things which we are doing which we didn't used to do. And if we continue doing them, then we are endangering our future. When you talk about the issues of temperature, There are times when the temperature becomes too high and the crops cannot endure because of climate change. When you talk about the issue of even when you talk about soil fertility also, it's another problem which has happened to the soil. Everything is changing and man is contributing to these changes. So if man is the one who is causing these problems, then there's a possibility that man can reverse what he has been doing to bring about good. Therefore, if we are practicing the right kind of agriculture, it is possible that climate can come back to normal and we can reverse these dangerous things, which we can reverse these bad things which we are doing, so that we come up with a better environment for growing our crops. Like for example, when you talk about the issue of drought, when we practice proper agricultural activities, you find that our crops are going to be drought resistant. It's true that things have changed, and to some extent we may not change them back to the original, but we can do something to survive under such harsh conditions. When you practice organic farming, you find that your crops are going to be drought resistant. And very soon we are going to be learning how you can grow your crops organically so that they become drought resistant. Second, under harsh climates, when the temperature is very high, you can grow your crops. You find that even when the temperature is very harsh, your crops can still survive. When you are living in a place, especially in the southern province, where the land has been depleted, where the land has been destroyed because of long methods of agriculture, there is a way you can reverse and rejuvenate your soil back to virgin. And this soil can be very fertile, and it can be sustainable and profitable, and it can give you good yield to feed your family, your community, your nation, and the world at large. So climate change is something which organic farmers can help to solve in this generation, because man is contributing to these problems. Secondly, when you talk about the issues of health, yesterday I was doing a research on one of the contributing, or what are the major diseases causing death in the world. And to my surprise, I discovered that most of the diseases which mankind is suffering from, these are lifestyle diseases. And one of the leading diseases is the disease of heart disease and stroke. Then comes the cancer. All these are lifestyle diseases. Now, how can we solve these problems? You who understand health very well, you find that in health, they say the blood is manufactured from the food which you eat, meaning the quality of food you eat can either give you life, or it can contribute to your death. It is very possible that the quality of food you are eating is either building you or destroying you. But we are living in an age when people are eating crops which are deficient in nutrients. You know, it's possible that a crop can be looking very healthy, a vegetable can be looking very healthy from the outside, but inside it is empty, it is deficient. Therefore, when we practice organic farming, it means that we are giving a plant all the nutrients which are needed, and a person who eats that kind of food is assured of long life and is assured of living a healthy life. You know, when you look at the countries which are practicing, Australia is one of the countries which is practicing a lot of organic farming, and you find that the death rate there is low, and the diseases which they are suffering, they are different from these other countries which are eating anyhow instead of eating somehow. Therefore, when we have got more organic farmers in our countries and in our communities, people are going to be eating healthy food, meaning their bodies are going to be disease resistant, their immune systems are going to be strong, and they're going to be withstanding so many diseases. You know, we are living in an age when disease is a problem, and when you decide to be ignorant, when you decide to eat anyhow, sooner or later you're going to pay in arrears. What I mean you're going to pay in arrears, you're going to be sick and you're going to spend a lot of money to get rid of that disease, or at sometimes you're going to be living with that disease to the point you're going to die. But when you're eating healthy, You know, a farmer has got power. A farmer controls almost everything. To some extent, you find that the kind of food which people eat has got the power to control even their behavior. Therefore, when people are given healthy food, they are going to have healthy minds. They are going to be thinking properly. To some extent, why people don't think properly is because of the kind of food which they eat, because it doesn't build their mental faculties. Therefore, I believe that if people eat healthy foods, the healthy problem is going to be solved, because most of the people are suffering from healthy and lifestyle diseases which are originating by eating food which is nutritional deficient. I'll give you a very simple example. When someone is anemic, what do they give them? They give them iron supplements because they don't have iron in their bodies. And one source of one vegetable, I don't know if it's a vegetable or a fruit, one vegetable which is very high in iron is beetroot. It is very high in iron, and when an anemic patient eats beetroot, the blood levels, they are stimulated. The blood levels are back to normal. Now, what am I trying to say? There is need of more organic farmers. Farmers who are going to give people healthy food. Farmers who love people and farmers who love their nations. When people are healthy, they work. When people are healthy, they think properly and they have moral stamina. Therefore, my encouragement to you is that may we embrace organic farming, because it is a solution to one of the key problems which the world is facing. And the world is in need of more solutions than problems. We already have enough problems. We don't have to create more problems. We need solutions. We need people who are going to bring agricultural products which are adding value to people. Products which are solving the problems which mankind is facing. We don't have to be adding problems to problems. We have to be adding more solutions which are going to solve the problems which mankind is facing.